Hi, guys. Hi. Thank you for coming. It's really good to see you. And as you can see, it's a bit awkward that we need to stand, right? And this session is about feeling awkward, okay? So if you don't feel awkward at some point, it means that we're doing it wrong, okay? We want to feel awkward in this session because we need to be innovative. And in order to do that, we need to actually do awkward things. We need to do crazy things, all right? And this session is about. So we will start with a short introduction to what improv is, what innovation is, and how we're going to look at innovation from a different angle. That's the first about 10 minutes. And then 25 minutes is actually experiencing improv, experiencing improvisation, and exploring what it means, how we can use it with our teams, how we can use it in our organizations. So this will be the part when you guys will be very engaged. You'll be working in teams, you'll be discussing, you'll be playing some games. We'll just explore, all right? And I need your full participation. Otherwise, it will not work out. So I need your full participation. And at the end, there will be a short summary of what we learned and what we can take into our real life. So in order to get most of this session, you probably got these. And these are kind of some, maybe not rules, but some suggestions. What do we need to do? How do we need to behave in this session in order to get most of this session? So please remember to keep an open mind. Remember that there is no script in the exercises we're going to do. Anything can happen. We try to have fun. Please be respectful. Try not to judge other people, and try to help each other. Okay? Sounds good? Yeah? Cool. Awesome. So let's start with a short introduction of what improv is. And I'm pretty sure that when you think about improv and when you think about improvisation, you think about this TV show called Whose Line Is It Anyway? Has anyone seen it? Yeah? Cool. And this was very, very funny show. And I think it still is. I think it's still running. And when you think about improvisation, you can very often think that it's about humor. It's about being funny. It's about laughter. But actually, when you look at what Wikipedia says what improv is, it defines it as a form of theater, often comedy, in which most or all of what is performed is unplanned or unscripted. It's created spontaneously by the performers. So as you can see, improv is often a comedy. It doesn't have to be comedy. And I think that's a really important part about improv, that comedy effect is only a side effect of improvisation. It's not the main purpose. It's the same in this session. We will do some improvisation exercises, but it's the main purpose of them is not to have fun. We're going to have fun, I'm sure. But the main purpose is about learning some values, about learning some behaviors, about maybe looking at problems from a different angle. Okay? So remember that. And very often when we think about improvisation, we feel a bit nervous, we feel a bit anxious, because we like to be in control. We like to know what's going to happen. We like to, in our life, we like to have some plan, right? We like the waterfall in our life a bit. And, but when we think about our life, we actually improvise all day, every day. We wake up in the morning, we want to have some toast for breakfast. We go to the kitchen and there are no toasts, right? We need to improvise. We go to see what's in our fridge, there's nothing, we need to improvise. We're gonna go to the shop, we're gonna try and buy some bread, but there's no bread. We need to buy eggs, we need to improvise all the time. We go to a meeting, we have our plan, we have our agenda, but something happens, right? And we need to improvise in the meeting. So all the time, basically in our life, every day, every situation, we need to improvise. We like to be in control, but all the time, every moment, we need to think, we need to be prepared for something that is unplanned and unscripted. And this session is about that. This session is about embracing unplanned situations. This session is about understanding that when the market is changing, we need to improvise as well, right? We remember Jake was telling the story about BlackBerry, how they were not prepared for iPhone, right? And it was unplanned, it was unscripted. And they were not prepared for that, and we want to be prepared. And today I would like to look at improv through the lenses of values. And we will look through the values of Scrum, through the values of innovation, and through the values of improv itself. And Patricia yesterday was reminding us about the values of Scrum, which are courage, openness, focus, respect, and commitment. And I'm pretty sure we all understand that these values are very important. We need to be open, we need to be courageous, we need to focus on what we're doing, we need to respect each other, and we need to be committed to the work. I couldn't find values of innovation, but these are the values that I could find most common in different articles and books. And these are safe to fail. We need to be able to experiment all the time. We need to know, like as Thomas Edison once said, he didn't fail. He only learned 1,000 times how things doesn't work, right? And it's the same in our companies. We need to have the safe to fail environment in order to innovate. We also need to have empathy towards our users, our clients. We need to understand how they think, what they feel, how they interact with each other, how they interact with our products. We need to be creative. We need to think and behave out of the box. And we need to collaborate. We need to have this effect of synergy where we exchange our ideas and we build on top of our ideas. Other than that, my idea is not as good as ours ideas, right? And at the end, we have values of improv itself. And these values are status, safety, storytelling, spontaneity, and sensitivity. And I think that the spontaneity value is the most obvious when we think about improv. We need to be spontaneous, right? We need to embrace the unplanned, unscripted situations. But there are also values of storytelling. As we could see, improv is a form of theater. And in theater, we try to tell a story. And it's the same about improv exercises, improv on a stage. These actors, they try to build a story. It's not about doing random stuff. It's actually about building a story for the audience. Improv is also about sensitivity towards other people on the stage. We need to understand where they are. We need to understand what they are saying. We need to understand also, we need to kind of show them respect. We need to be respectful towards them. And improv is also a lot about safety. If we don't feel safe, we will not be encouraged to improvise. We will be afraid to actually be enthusiastic. We will be afraid to be spontaneous. So we need to have this safety in order to be successful as improv actors. And the last value is status, which is a lot about awareness, about what's happening on the stage. It's about focus, understanding how can I contribute to this scene? How can I contribute to other actors? How can I help other actors to succeed? And if we take all of these values together, I hope you can already see that values of improv, they are very closely related to the values of Agile, of Scrum, and of innovation. So I believe that if we practice improv, if we practice improvisation, we can actually learn all the other values. We can also practice values of Scrum. We can practice values of innovation. So I want to invite you today to do some improvisation with me, okay? Does it make sense? Who wants to do it? Awesome. Cool. All right. So, again, remember that you want to feel awkward today, okay? That's the plan. Okay. We're going to start with some more warm-up. We have 5 exercises planned. We see how it goes with the time, but 5 exercises are planned. We start with a warm-up exercise. And there are 2 parts to this exercise. We're going to do it individually, okay? So don't look at what other people are doing. Think only about yourself in this exercise, okay? It's only about you. And the task is to walk around the room. Don't go outside, okay? Because otherwise you may not come back. Don't go outside. And walk around the room and point at things which you can find in the room and name them and say it loud. Like, for example, it's a computer. It's a table. It's a wall. It's a floor. It's a shoe, okay? And say it loud. Don't worry about other people. Just say it loud to what you can point at things and say what it is, okay? Do it. 1 minute. Okay. All right. Cool. Awesome. Awesome. Let's do part 2. Okay. Part 2 we're doing again individually. Don't look what other people are doing. Walk around the room, but this time we say what things are not. Okay. So as an example, this is not an airplane. This is not a butterfly. This is not a TV. This is not a car. Okay. So point at things and say what they are not. All right. So just different way of thinking. And again, say it loud. Okay? Cool. About 1 minute. Go around the room. Okay. Awesome. Awesome. Thank you, guys. Now, if you could think for 10 seconds how it made you feel. Don't say anything, but think how did it make you feel. Did it feel crazy? Was it easy? Did it feel a bit awkward? Did it? Just think. Just think for 10 seconds. How did it make you feel? Okay. Cool. We'll go back to that, okay? Just so remember how it made you feel. Now we need to form a team. We need to have teams. We will work in groups. So raise your hand. Everyone raise your hand. Ah. And find 5 people around you. And as soon as you found 5 people, just put your hand down, okay? Then we will know who has a team or who doesn't. All right. Cool. Awesome. Everyone has a team? If there is a team of 7, it's fine. Okay. Cool. Awesome. You're really great. All right. Now, I need you guys to learn a bit about yourself. So in your group, if you could say your name, and then in one word, how the first warm-up exercise made you feel. Okay? Just very quickly. But try to remember names of people in your team, because you're going to need them. So pay attention. No, it's fine. Remember to talk about how the exercise made you feel. Okay, how did it make you feel? Cool. Okay. All right. Cool. Awesome. Ready, guys? Ready? Yep. Okay. Cool. All right. So now we have first proper exercise, which is called hot red ball. Okay, and in every team we need a starter. Can one person from each team raise a hand? We need a starter, someone who's gonna start. Okay, we have a starter. Cool, awesome. Okay, the starter will start. That's the only aim. Okay, and now the starter needs to imagine that he or she is holding a red ball, which is very hot. Okay. And the ball is the size of a rugby ball, okay? And the goal of the exercise is to get rid of the ball because it's very hot, right? You don't want to hold, you don't want to get burned. And the thing is that in order to throw the ball to another person, you need to call out the name of this person and then say red ball. Okay, so if I'm playing with Chris, for example, I would say, Chris, red ball.
Jakob, red ball.
Chris, red ball. and so on, okay? Try to make sure that everyone gets the ball at least once. And throw the ball. It's a real ball. In your head only, but it's a real ball. All right? Play for 1 minute. Okay, cool. All right. Good job. Now, all right, second part of this exercise. We have the same rules as in part number 1, but they are a bit different. We still have the same starters, okay? We have the same starters. And we still have our red ball, and we start with our red ball, which is very hot. No, it's red. Wait for it. Because at any point, the starter can introduce yellow ball, which is also very hot, but the size of a beach ball. So at some point, you're going to have 2 balls at play, right? So you need to pay attention which ball you have. And as a stretch goal, the starter can also introduce green ball, okay? But only if the team is handling 2 balls, okay? Cool? All right, let's try it. Cool, awesome. Hey guys, woohoo! I cannot do it. All right, woo! All right. Thanks, guys. Okay, all right. So, how I would like to go from here, and this will gonna be for all of our exercises, is now I would like you to reflect for a bit, and I would like you to think about the values that I talked about, okay? And I'm pretty sure you understand these values very well. So in your groups, take a minute and try to discuss which of these, or maybe also other values. This exercise, what does it teach us? What can we learn from this exercise? How does it make you feel? What interactions you can observe? In these values, right? So which values are emphasized by this exercise, okay? Try and discuss in your groups. Take about 1 minute. Cool. Okay. I cannot do it. All right. Okay. I hope you guys had a chance to discuss these values. We will go back to them after every exercise. So just when I think about this exercise, for me, the most important, and these are not, you could have different discussions. But for me, what is important in this exercise is that it's about collaboration. You had to collaborate. You had to be courageous to start this exercise, to imagine that there's some crazy ball and someone told you to play this crazy ball and there was the other ball and there was the third ball. You really had to be courageous even to come to this session, guys. Yeah, thank you for that. And I think that this exercise also shows that it's safe to fail. It teaches that because we could at any point we could lose the ball, but at any point anyone could pick the ball and we could keep playing, right? And we had to focus because we never knew who was gonna call our name. We had to focus who we are throwing the ball to because they may be busy with the other ball. It was a lot about collaboration, about being open to get the ball, to receive the ball. We had to be open and we had to understand what the status of other people are. We had to be aware of that. And it was about spontaneity. So all of these values, they were expressed in this game. Okay, second game. In this time, I want you to form a circle, standing shoulder to shoulder. And you will have your eyes closed when you start. You don't have to close your eyes just yet, but you will have your eyes closed. And as a team, you try to count from 1 to 10, okay? From 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, okay? And then the trick is that no one can go twice in a row, okay? So you need to count as a team. And try not to form any patterns, okay? So try not to go in a circle, for example, or only 2 people counting, okay? Yeah, everyone can say a number at any point, but given person cannot go twice in a row, okay? And if 2 people speak at the same time, you just go, you fail, okay? And then when you fail, you go, "Aww," and you start from 1, okay? And you start from 1. So you try to count from 1 to 10. And there's no starter, anyone can start. Okay, close your eyes and count to 10. Okay. All right. Cool. Okay, we're going back to our values, okay? If you could, in your teams, if you could go back into your teams and discuss what do you think, which values are emphasized by this exercise? What can we learn from this exercise? Okay, cool. When I think about this exercise, It's certainly about safe to fail, because we could just go from scratch, and we had our people, other people in our groups that could help us start, right? We didn't have to be us starting. It was all about also status, about understanding what's the status in our group, what's the next number to say. We had to be focused all the time with our eyes closed. We had no idea what's happening. We had to be focused. And we had to be spontaneous. We had to be committed to count from 1 to 10. We had to collaborate. We had to count 10 as a whole team. And I'm pretty sure there were also other values. All right, ready for next exercise? Yeah. Cool. All right, this one is called I Need 3 Things. And again, this is part 1. We're going to have part 2 as well. We need a starter. Can I have one person from each team, a starter? Cool? Awesome. All right. So you guys stand in a circle, but you don't have to stand shoulder to shoulder. You can have a bit wider circle. And when we start, the starter will go to the center, right? And the starter will choose a person. I will tell to this person, hey, I need this, this, and this, naming 3 things. So it can be, let's say I'm playing with Chris, and I send and I say, hey, Chris, I need a wallet, money, and a ticket. Okay, and that's it. And then I take Chris's place, and Chris goes into the circle, the center, and Chris chooses another person, and he says, hey, I need this, this, and this. Okay, 3 things. And yes, the person chooses another person, says, I need 3 things, and takes the spot of this person. Try to keep these 3 things somehow related. Try to somehow relate it. These 3 things that you say, like I said, wallet, money, and ticket. They try to have them somehow related. Okay? And try to play it fast. Okay? And that's it. That's the only rules. I know you are confused. That's good. Just try and play. See how it goes. Sorry? Any things, like the starter going to a center, choose one person. I need an airplane, car, and a boat. Oh, okay. That's it.
Italian.
Yeah.
Cool. Okay. Let's play part 2. Okay. In part 2, we need 2 starters. So I need 2 people raising their hands right now. 2 starters from every team. Okay. Cool. So now we have 2 starters, and at any point, 2 people go into the center, and they choose people, and they say what they need. Okay. And this time we try to double the speed. Okay. Try to go faster. And this requires removing the filters. Try not to overthink what you want. Just 3 things. Just say them, right? And 2 people at the same time. Cool, go. Cool. Awesome. Awesome. Hey guys. Well done. All right. So going back to our values, if you just try and discuss in your groups which values are emphasized, which values the game can teach us. Just discuss in your groups. Okay. All right. Hey guys. When I think about this exercise, for me it's all about courage. Having courage just to go and say to people what we need, whatever it is. We have to be focused. We need to listen to what other people are telling to us. We have to be creative. We have to be open, spontaneous, and we need to collaborate. And for me, this game is really important because very often we filter, we kind of constrain ourselves. We have these ideas, but we don't talk about them because we are afraid, because people will judge us. That's why in the second part, we try to remove these filters. We just talk, saying whatever, just to share our ideas, share our creativity. Remove these filters, and when we are at work, try to do the same. Try to remove these filters and share. All right. Exercise number 4, which is called yes. All right, now we're doing this in pairs. Okay, if I think someone from you guys, there's 7 of you, right? 6, okay, or 6? Yes, cool. 5, okay, so okay, somehow find a pair. If someone doesn't have a pair, I can be someone's pair. Okay, so okay. Okay. All right. So in pairs, one person in a pair. Come, Chris, we can show her. So one person A holds a hand in front of person B face, and person B follows the hand. Okay. All right. All right. Thank you. And so person B is hypnotized and needs to follow the hand. And the whole room is your stage. And on my sign, or when Chris you will give a sign, yeah? Yeah. And we will change roles, okay? So person B will become person A. Cool? That's it. Play. All right, change. Swap. Okay. Woo! Okay. Go back to your groups. Go back to your groups. All right, go back and discuss. Go back and try to discuss which value can we can we learn? Which value can this exercise teach us? Cool. All right. When I think about this game, I think about courage. I think about status. We need to be aware where the other person is. What can we do with this person? We had to feel safe to follow the other person. We had to think about the safety of the other person as well. We had to be focused on the hand and what's happening also when we are leading the other person. We have to be focused on what's happening in the room as well. It's about safety, it's about empathy, it's about respect. It's also about sensitivity, about collaboration between us. It's about spontaneity as well, because we could use the whole room. Okay, the last exercise, 2 parts. We do it in pairs, but try to find a different pair this time. Okay, try to find a different person. And okay, and this time we try to plan a party. Okay, so we try to plan a party together in pairs. But we say one idea at a time. So let's say I will with Chris. I will say an idea. Then Chris says an idea, and then I and Chris and so on. Okay, but the important part is that each response needs to start with very strong no but. Okay, Chris, can you just give me an idea?
Sorry, give you an idea? Okay.
Yeah.
We're going to have balloons at our party.
No, but let's have clowns.
No, but let's have dancing girls.
No, no, but let's have boys.
Right.
Okay, yep. All right. That's it. Try and plan a party. Okay, cool. All right. Who was able to plan a party? Okay, yeah, cool. All right. We have second part. Okay, we stay in our pairs. We still try to plan a party, but this time each response needs to start with yes and. So we agree to what the other person is saying, and we build on top of that, giving our ideas. All right? Cool. Let's try it. Cool. Awesome. Who was able to plan a party? Yeah. So what was the difference, right? In one scenario, we were not able to plan a party, and the second one was so easy, right? And when we go to our companies and we try to think about innovative ideas, we very often we want to show that our idea is better than the other idea, instead of building on top of each other's ideas, right? And this exercise is very good in showing that. Okay, so go into your groups and try and discuss which values are emphasized by this exercise. Cool, awesome. When I think about this exercise, for me it's kind of quintessence of improv exercises, because it shows almost all the values. Right? It's about courage. It's about being safe to share ideas. It's about focus on the other person. It's about being open to other people's ideas. It's about creativity, respecting other ideas. It's about collaboration, commitment to plan the party. It's about spontaneity, out of the box thinking, storytelling. All of this we can practice by just doing this exercise. And the question is how it can help me, right? How when you go to your companies, to your organization, how it can help you. And when I think about this, when you think about all of these values, I think it all goes back to one value, which Mike today in the keynote was also talking about. Remember the respect the people pillar from Lean approach, and he was saying that trust is the value which is the most important in order to have that. And I think that if we think about all of these values, and if we think about the exercises we just did, they are all about trust. We had to trust each other to play these games, to do these exercises. And when you think how I used this exercise in real life, it's sometimes very simple. I start a retrospective with one of these or some other improv exercise. And it's, at least you can say, we had a meeting and we just started throwing balls. And now they're saying, hey, let's play, in this company, they're saying, hey, let's play Jakub's balls. And like, so just start, and maybe I didn't discuss how it made people feel, but you don't have to do it. You just play it, and then it will build this trust. It will build collaboration. It will build storytelling. Another way how to think about improv and your maybe standard Scrum meetings. For example, try doing your daily stand-up with eyes closed. How is it going to impact your stand-up?
With what?
Eyes closed. Everyone has eyes closed, and you do stand-up. Right? It's really powerful because people suddenly need to focus much more on what other people are saying. You just bring a different dimension to your stand-ups. So all of these ideas from improv, you can actually incorporate in your daily meetings, in your daily rituals. Just think about it. Be open to these ideas and try to explore improv, because these 5 games, they are very basic games we just played. But there are thousands of them. And just Google improv exercises, you will find tons of them. And try them. And if you don't experiment, you will never learn. So try and experiment. And it will feel awkward a bit, like you were coming here. You thought, there are no chairs, what's going to happen here, right? And some people were coming and leaving straight away because there were no chairs. Like, what the heck? Why do you need chairs? Why do you always have to have chairs in a presentation? And then we're going to feel awkward. I feel awkward if I go, especially to a new team, and I know nothing about them. and I suggest them, hey, let's play a game in the beginning. And I have no idea how they're going to react. But so far, it was always fun. And I can tell you that always we could see all of these values, some of these values presented in this team. When you think about companies, there are many disruptive companies that are using these games to build trust, to build respect, to build collaboration, to build out-of-the-box thinking. And we can do the same. If we want to be innovative, we need to think in a different way. And this exercise can help us really build this different way of thinking. So as the last stop, I would like you to go back to your groups and try to think, how can it help me? If I go tomorrow to my organization, how can I use one of these? Or some of that I learned today, how can I use it in my organization, in my team? Okay, take 2 minutes and just discuss. Cool. All right. Okay. We have a keynote in 2 minutes. So, in case you're looking for some other ideas, there are books which you can have a look at. Improve Your Agile Teams, Improve Wisdom, and Control Shift. They are really good sources of games. I will be around. You can ask me questions. But yeah, thank you guys. Thank you for being open and courageous.